Hello everyone, my name is Christopher Liam Rose. I'm an author, mentor, life coach, motivational speaker, evangelist, musician, and activist. In this audio, we're going to be sharing a message from the Spiritually Helping Other People podcast, and this message is very important to learn. I've been sharing this Spiritually Helping Other People podcast audios every single day to encourage people to learn about spiritual change, to learn about no self and selflessness, and to do the work of helping other people, giving back and making a difference. And in this message today, we're going to be sharing an important message. So this message is called Meditation and Prayer is Spiritually Important to Jesus Christ, Jehovah and Buddha. Now it's so important we do meditation and prayer. Prayer is communicating with Jehovah, Jesus Christ and Buddha. Meditation is connecting with Jesus Christ, Jehovah and Buddha. So it's very important we do meditation and prayer. This should be something we do daily, every single day of our lives. Meditation and prayer is very important to Jesus Christ, Jehovah and Buddha, and we need to develop a spiritual practice where we can connect with our Lord, Jehovah, Jesus Christ and Buddha. Now, it's very important in life to do the work of ministry, helping other people, giving back and making a difference. And it's very important in life to go through a spiritual practice. So there's 5 spiritual practices we must go through: prayer, meditation, mindfulness, walking, journaling. And also, it's important to do meditation and prayer because this connects you to Jesus Christ, Jehovah and Buddha. So the spiritual change becomes the most important thing in life. When we go through a spiritual change, we learn the no self and selflessness, which is very important to Jesus Christ, Jehovah and Buddha. In life, it's about the spiritual contributions we make, the differences we make, the impact we have, and how we spiritually help other people, give back and make a difference to people's lives. Helping other people and giving back is the most important work to do in life. It's very important to help other people, help humanity, and help the universe. But in order to do this, we must go through a spiritual change. Jesus Christ, Jehovah, and Buddha wants us to go through a spiritual change. They want us to learn about meditation and prayer, connect with Jehovah, Jesus Christ, and Buddha through prayer, and connect with Jesus Christ and Jehovah through meditation. Now, meditation and prayer can be done daily. You only need maybe 15 to 30 minutes to do prayer and meditation. If you develop your spiritual practice and you actually do your spiritual practice every single day, make the time for it, make it into a habit and do it, you'll see that Jesus Christ and Jehovah and Buddha will connect with you. And remember, these spiritual practices is a spiritual thing, so it's very important to do. And your life becomes more spiritual and faithful when you develop a spiritual practice. And when you develop a spiritual practice, this must be done daily. So meditation and prayer is very important. And it's very important to do it because if we do prayer and meditation, we're connecting with Jesus Christ, Jehovah and Buddha, and we're developing our faith and spirituality. The important things with spiritual practices is it develops your faith, your spirituality, your intuition. In life, we're meant to contribute. In life, we're meant to serve. In life, we're meant to give back and make a difference. And believing in Jesus Christ, Jehovah, and Buddha is the most important thing. And your life can be a very fulfilling and rewarding life if you do the 5 spiritual practices and you really focus on meditation and prayer. Pray to Jesus Christ, Jehovah and Buddha about your life, what you want to become, who you want to be, how you want to live your life, finding your purpose, finding your calling. Talk about some of the problems you face, some of the challenges you've had, some of the difficulties you've been through, and communicate that with the Lord. Meditation is being actually mindful and spiritual in just silence and stillness. So prayer and meditation has a place in spiritual practices. And it's very important to live for Jesus Christ, Jehovah and Buddha. It's important to do the work of helping other people, giving back and making a difference. It's important to discover the no self and selflessness. And it's important to go through spiritual change. Spiritual change becomes the most important thing in life. We are meant to go through a spiritual change. And when you spiritually change your life, you actually become a faithful, truthful, spiritual person, which is very important. So I'd recommend to the listeners and the viewers, make time for meditation, make time for prayer, develop your spiritual practice, do it daily, which will be very important. Discover the no self and selflessness, do the 5 levels of helping other people, which is volunteering, jobs, careers, employment, business entrepreneurship, faith and spiritually helping other people who help other people. And then do the 5 spiritual practice: prayer, meditation, mindfulness, walking, journaling. And if you can actually find a way in your life to become more faithful and spiritual and develop that spiritual practice, and by doing it daily, you will develop your faith and spirituality, connect with your intuition, and discover who you really are as a human being, which is no self, selflessness, know thyself. And when you discover that, your life becomes a life of spiritual contributions, spiritual differences, and impacts into others. So I hope this has actually helped. I hope you'll find your spiritual practice. Meditation and prayer is spiritually important to Jesus Christ, Jehovah, and Buddha, and they want you to communicate. They want you to connect with them. So it's very, very important. Okay, thank you for listening to the podcast, and thank you for always checking out the audios. Have a good evening now. Take care now. Bye now. Have a good day. Bye.